York, big city of dreams. New York, big city of dreams.
What's going on? This is Jay Ellis from the Nick of Time Show. Here to give you that Knicks talk just in the nick of time. And we're here to talk about some breaking news. 6 p.m. has passed and Immanuel Quickley has not signed an extension for the New York Knicks. And we're going to talk about it all. And I'm kind of sad, Ryan G. Kind of sad. I was hoping we get this done. I was reading reports earlier that, Ian Begley felt confident they would get it done. It seemed like both sides were motivated, but they couldn't really get to the finish line and they couldn't get a deal. I know the Knicks really wanted something around 20 million. Those were reports. Quickley probably thought he deserved a lot more. Listen, he put up some starters numbers when he started. He put up 20 a game, 21 a game, shot 5 assists, 5 rebounds. I think 40% from three. He played well as a starter and he wanted to get his money. So Ryan G, what did you think of the news about Immanuel Quickley not signing an extension with the New York Knicks?
I think it says pretty much maybe one of two things. I think the main thing I think we may have to look at is Quickley's time in New York might be coming to an end.
Yeah.
Because you have to think about it this way. If the Knicks are planning to go after a major star, if they re-sign Quickley, that poison pill goes into effect because his salary this season is going to be on a rookie contract, and then next season he's going to have a much bigger salary. So if the Knicks are looking to put pieces together for a star player, trading Quickley would be much more difficult if they re-sign him to a rookie extension deal. And so I think that's probably one of the reasons as to why I think it probably gives credence as to why they gave McBride a lot of run during the preseason. Maybe they're trying to see what they have in McBride, just in case, a deal does pop up to where they probably need Quickley, to sweeten up the deal, give them have a young player with a lot of potential in that deal to sweeten it up. Or what it could also mean is, Quickley's people and the Knicks couldn't really come to a agreement on salary price. Maybe Quickley wants more money than the Knicks are offering, so maybe the Knicks want to take the risk and have it go to restricted free agency and see what other teams are offering him, and then either they match it or let it go. But I don't think the Knicks would just let Quickley go for nothing, though. So
No.
Yeah, so I think it's either one. It's either they couldn't come to a deal and Knicks are like, all right, you can try to test free agency and whatever comes up, we'll match it, or the Knicks are probably looking to deal him in a deal for a potential star maybe at the trade deadline, and they know that if they sign him to a new deal, it's going to be hard to trade him.
Yeah, the Knicks so far, they have been very reserved in the type of contract they sign to the books. If you really look across the board, there's not really a contract on the Knicks that is exuberant. The most exuberant contract that we really have is, in fact, Evan Fournier, who is a $19 million expiring contract. He's not really exuberant right now. Everybody else, Julius Randle, as much as people really dislike him, some people dislike him on the Knicks, fans anyway, his contract isn't really a bad contract, somewhere around the 30s. You know what I mean? So is Jalen Brunson. So I do feel like the Knicks do value Quickley, but I do feel like they might be a little bit hesitant to give him more than market value, even the 1 year, even the 1 year overpay, because that's been the thing for a while. Like the Knicks would overpay people for 1 year. Like they gave Mitch like $18 million or so for first year, and then the scale slid down a little bit later on. I thought maybe they would do that, but I really think the new CBA is something to be looked at, man. It's something to be looked at, because what's going to happen with these new CBAs is the role players in the middle are going to be the ones to suffer in the new CBA. Like the stars are going to get their money, and then the low level guys are they'll be low level guys, but the people in the middle, there's only going to be few high level mid salary guys who's going to get their money, and that's what the new CBA is doing. Now, I don't know if you guys have looked at the CBA rules, but I've been looking over them to try to understand them. And the first thing is, if you go over the second tax apron in the new CBA, right? That's $17.5 million. If you go over that, teams lose their mid-level exception. Now, if you think a lot of championship contending teams really relied on those mid-level exceptions to build their team. So now these new rules, you're not able to get that if you go over that tax apron. And not only that, you can't when you can't use picks outside of 7 years as well. So say if you're over the tax apron and you're like, you know what, we don't have the money, but I can give you these picks because we got plenty of picks. The new CBA doesn't allow you to use picks outside of 7 years to trade players as well, and they don't allow you to take players off the buy market. They only allow you to get really low level players. So players, really good players, will end up having to take a massive pay cut if they really want to join a team, which is going to really even out the talent league wide. And I think we're going to start to see the effects of that right now. We're going to start to see these teams who really have really high level role players who might deserve more money go to other teams who have more money to pay them because they have cleaner books. So it sucks that the rules are changing now, because I don't know. I think maybe the Knicks might be more willing to overpay without this new CBA, but I really do wonder if that has a lot to do with it.
I mean, it probably does. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of aspects or a lot of factors as to why the Knicks didn't extend Quickley, because Quickley is a good player. He's definitely a guy they could bring off the bench, and and he'll give you production, and also he's a guy that he can also start for you as well. If your starter goes down, he can definitely step in and give you a good 30-35 minutes out there. So I'm pretty sure there's a lot of factors that contributed to the Knicks not re-signing Quickley, but I do think, at least from my perspective, I do think that the Knicks are trying to plan. I think the Knicks have something up their sleeve where they're probably trying to see if they could get somebody in to really, take the team to the next level. And I think that they just don't want to sign anybody to like bigger deals where it's going to make it more difficult to trade them. That's what I believe the issue is.
I mean, that's probably it, because they've not been shy about them wanting to find big stars. Like that's been the stance since they got here. I still remember when Steve Stout just got to the Knicks and he's talking about, oh, you can attract a star. You're going to do that. So we know that's the plan. So that could definitely be right. They might just feel like, why, dedicate money to a mid-level guy when we're looking for big stars? And if we give them money, if we overpay them, it's going to be even harder to trade them, even down the line. Because like you said, there is a poison pill contract. Not even poison pill, but it's harder to trade a player if you extend him and then trade him while he's on his rookie deal. It makes the numbers tricky to match, so they can make things really muddy. So I can see a bunch of reasons why they didn't get a deal done. I think a deal might have been done if it was reasonable, if it was 20 million like they wanted, because that's what it seemed like the Knicks wanted. But I think he wanted more. I think he wanted more. How much more? I'm waiting for the news to come out, but I think he wanted more.
And to be real about it, that deal that McDaniels got from Timberwolves, I'm pretty sure that didn't help, because if I'm Quickly's representative,
yep,
and I see Jaden McDaniel get 5 years, 136 mil, I'd be to the Knicks like,
pay me money.
You see what this guy got from the Timberwolves?
That's a
you
fact.
got to pay my client somewhere around that.
That's a fact. Show me the money. And here is the case of the Timberwolves messing up the market once again. Every time the Knicks try to do business, the Timberwolves mess up the market. Donovan Mitchell happened. The Timberwolves ended up getting Rudy Gobert and paying how many first round picks? 5 first round picks for Rudy Gobert, inflating the price for Donovan Mitchell, and now once again paying McDaniels 27, damn near 27 million a year. So like you said, if I'm Quickly's agent and Quickly was the sixth man of the year, damn near took down the Celtics by himself, show me the money if my name is Immanuel Quickley and pay me for sure. For sure. Salute to the chat. Let me get to the chat real quick before I ask you a follow-up question. Hold on. Shout out to Coach CRs who says he wants Cat over here. He's been saying that for a while. Shout out to Jason M who sends the $2 super chat. Says this front office never takes the easy wins with the fan base. Man, you were not lying. That to me says Jason felt like it was an easy win to give him the money. To me, all right, cool. If you feel like Quickly is worth 20 million, I don't mind overpaying him a little bit. Give 23, 25 even. I would do that. Like, I don't know. I want to see the news reporting where the negotiations broke down to figure out how much they really try to offer them, or were they really steadfast on 20 million hard and that's it. I really want to see that.
Yeah.
Clobber says, I think Tom Show, do you believe that Grimes has a higher ceiling IQ? If not, why not start IQ? Do I believe Grimes has a higher ceiling in IQ? This is a hard question for me to answer because you know what? To see somebody's ceiling or to even envision somebody's ceiling, they first have to have opportunity, right? So for us, who's had more IQ to me, even though Grimes is starting, to me, IQ has more opportunity because he's had the chance to have the ball in his hands a lot more than Grimes has. So you can see him kind of create, and you can see him what happens when he gets high volume shots and be able to kind of spread his wings. With Grimes, like we saw preseason what he did versus the Celtics, but how many examples have we had of Grimes really, being the alpha, being that guy who can able to take over the team and get a good amount of shots? So it's hard for me to say who has a high ceiling because of the limited information I have of Grimes really taking the lead outside of Summer League. You know what I mean? But I do believe that both of those guys have high ceilings, but it's hard for me to say. Ryan G, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, if you go based on what you've seen so far, you would say IQ probably has a higher ceiling based on what we've seen so far. As for fit in the starting lineup, I do believe Grimes fits better within the starting lineup than Quickly, just for the simple fact that the Knicks have so many players within that starting lineup that require the ball. You have Brunson, you have Randall, you have RJ. To include Quickly into that, I don't think me personally, I don't think Quickly would thrive as like a fourth option in a lineup. And Quickly would essentially be the fourth option with Brunson, Randall, and RJ out there. So I would rather Quickly come off the bench and lead that second unit rather than put him in a lineup where he's going to barely even see the ball.
Yeah, I agree.
Whereas Grimes is more of a spot-up shooter. So Grimes doesn't need the ball to be effective. So I would rather have Grimes out there with that starting lineup than Quickly.
And not only that, I feel like Grimes' height and length makes him kind of more a prototypical shooting guard that you put next to Jalen Brunson to kind of cover his defensive shortcomings. That's the way I really see it. Not that IQ isn't a good defender, but like let's switch roles a minute. You start IQ versus Miami. Are you gonna put IQ on Jimmy Butler? No, right? Jimmy Butler would destroy IQ, and not that that Grimes stopped Jimmy Butler, but Grimes slowed him down a few times. So those are the type of matchups where even though I see that IQ has great defensive abilities and he can play defense and he's good, I feel like overall Grimes just is a better fit for the team because of what Jalen Brunson is and even what RJ Barrett is. You know what I mean? Those guys aren't top-notch defenders, so you're going to need that taller, longer, even though Grimes isn't that long, but he's taller compared to IQ defender next to Jalen Brunson and RJ Barrett. So, yeah, that's why I'm always with Grimes starting. But yeah, overall, man, it sucks. I wish we was able to extend IQ, but it just seems like it is what it is, and we're gonna have to figure out if he balls out, what are we gonna do? And that is the fear, Ryan, because he is he is a restricted free agent. So what happens if he does indeed ball out? He was this close to winning sixth man of the year. It's not really far fetched to see him winning sixth man of the year this year. It's not. So what happens then if he wins sixth man of the year? He comes even more efficient, because because last year he became a sixth man of the year candidate with only half a season's worth of work. If he puts together a full season's worth of work, wins sixth man of the year, what's that next contract looking like? And will the Knicks be able to match it? I'm not sure, because of the CBA rules that I kind of laid out before. Like in that scenario, I can definitely see a sign and trade situation happening where we get picks or another player or something of that nature. So it can get scary. This can be a weird situation. Where we hope we get a good value for IQ, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah. First and foremost, I don't see any scenario where Quickley gets away from the Knicks for free. If the Knicks are unable to sign him in restricted free agency, it's going to be a sign and trade type of deal where the Knicks are at least getting something back
Right.
for Quickley. Yeah, but it is disappointing because you do see the qualities that Quickley has, and you can see where he has grown every single season. The playoffs, I think, definitely probably hurt him a little bit because he didn't show up in the playoffs. But you can say that about a number of Knicks in the playoffs as well. So overall, you just have to, play out the season and see how it goes. You know that he's definitely going to show up this season because he's going to be playing for a contract.
Yeah.
So he's going to probably ball out this season. Just a matter of, if he's still with the Knicks at the end of the season, what are other teams offering him? And if the Knicks are willing to match or not. If the Knicks are not willing to match, then I'm pretty sure it's going to be a sign and trade where the Knicks get at least some assets in return.
Absolutely. And I hold on. I see a $50 super chat. Hold on. Hope you hear the gunshots. I'm still working on my sound. But salute to Michael Parker, who sends a $50 super chat. Salute to you, Michael Parker. It says, salute Knicks Nation. Keep doing your thing, fellas. Yeah, appreciate you, Michael Parker. It's been a minute. A long time no see, brother. Thank you for the support. Listen, man, super chats are definitely welcome. It helps pay the bills. So if you want to support the channel, please send definitely accepting the super chats, and cash apps and all that are in the description if you want to send that, though. Thank you for supporting the channel. I seen another comment that I wanted to address too that I thought was a pretty good comment. Now, I kind of missed it. I'm not sure if you saw it.
I mean, the chat is definitely popping. Like,
yeah, this is big news, man. Here it is. Jacob Stone. Shout out to Jacob Stone when I see you, man. It says the Knicks know they will have to pay Grimes soon as well, and they can't keep paying everyone. It's true. It's true. And we've had this conversation about a year ago about the downside of having young talent that hits. It's not necessarily downside, because if you can move them and get value in return, it's still a win. But as Knicks fans, we don't really have the history of nourishing young talent for long periods of time. So this is going to be the first time where us as a fan base are experiencing multiple young pieces leave this organization because we just don't have the money to pay every single body. Like, that's just what's going to be happening. So it's going to be painful for us Knicks fans who are not used to nourishing young talent, but that's just the process. Right now we have RJ Barrett, who people feel like isn't young, but he's still young. Mitchell Robinson as well, though both of those guys are under 26 years old. They're still young. Grimes is here as well. So we do have young talent here. And people forget that we have young talent here because they only consider like IQ. They only consider like IQ and Obi Toppin who's here as young talent, but the guys in the starting lineup are young talent as well. So we have to keep that in mind. And also, it's not going to get easier. It's not going to get easier. The more young picks we have, the harder it's going to be to make these decisions.
Yeah, most definitely. And I think that's why you've seen in the recent years, the Knicks are actually trading their first round picks for actual like pieces that can actually help the team because after a while, you can only have so many young players on your squad. You know, there's not really enough space for to bring in another young player. Like the Knicks have a solid 9-man rotation that they use, then to try to, draft another player and try to fit him into that is going to be tough anyway. So it's about that time for the Knicks to really like use their assets to really go after the players that's going to really help the roster move forward, as opposed to like continue to go through the draft.
Yeah, and listen, you don't have that much time because Jalen Brunson's contract, right? He what we have 2 years until we have to re-up Jalen Brunson. We also have a bunch of first round picks that we can't continue to kick down the road. You're gonna have to so time is running out to get a big star. And I know that's the end all be all. So I feel like a move will have to be made next year, next off season. For those of you saying move IQ at the deadline, the Knicks have not made a significant move at the deadline as of yet under the Leon Rose era. So I do not foresee IQ moving at the deadline. If any move is made for a big player or a rotation player, it's going to be in the offseason. So I wouldn't count on IQ being moved if he is moved, which is looking likely at the deadline. All right. All right, yo. Salute to the chat, man. Thanks you guys for watching. This is just a short live. I'm still kind of working on the sound. You can actually call in, all that stuff works, but I want to make sure the sound is absolutely right before I even get that stuff going. But thank you guys for watching. Shout out to everybody in chat. If you like the channel, if you like the content, please hit the like and subscribe button and share this stuff as well. Also, we're here on post games after every game, Knick game. We are breaking down Knicks game. We will be here on Wednesday talking about the Knicks and Celtics. I'll actually be in the building. I'll be at MSG, but we're still gonna do the post game. Hopefully my internet connection works and y'all be able to hear me while I'm at MSG talking Knicks. But please stay tuned for that. And we should have another show coming up tomorrow, so stay tuned for that, like a little preview show. Hopefully it works out the way we want. I don't want to say with who we're doing it yet. I want to leave that a surprise, but y'all should be seeing us tomorrow if everything goes well. So shout out to you guys. Yo, and thank you guys for the love on the Dexter interview. I've seen you guys' response on the Dexter video. I appreciate you guys. We want to. I know Ryan G's not in New York. We want to get Ryan G over there with Dexter when he gets back to New York, so you can show him some love. And because we trying to build this thing, man. We trying to build this thing from the ground up. We have a lot of ideas for you. We have a lot of ways to bring content to you. So hopefully you support us, continue to support us. So thank you guys for supporting us thus far. All right.
Yes,
all right.
sir.
Salute to the. I see you did more. Salute to you. Salute to John Jets. Salute to Vaughn Allen. Says they acquired Rose year one at the deadline. Yeah, they acquired Rose year one, but at that time Rose was like not really in like solidified in a rotation. That was seen as a small move. But it was a big move for us. But there was no huge rotation players that left our lineup to acquire Derrick Rose, is what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Like Josh Hart was a big move for us, but we didn't move a big rotation player. We moved Cam Reddish, who was already out of rotation. So that's what I'm saying. I don't foresee IQ leaving because he is a rotation player here. Tibbs will play him. And the Knicks, in general, their whole thing is they want to make the playoffs and they want to get as far as possible to look good for star free agents and things of that nature. So because of that, they're not going to disrupt the core of the team mid-season. All their big moves will be done off-season. All right. Shout out to Rob Parrish, who sends a $4.99 super chat, says IQ will thrive elsewhere as a starter. He wants starters money. Yeah, he wants starters money. And listen, when he started, he had starter stats, so I can't blame him. And I understand the Knicks. I don't like it, but I understand the Knicks thinking too. Like, you have a guy off the bench. You have these new CBA rules. Why pay him starters money when he's only playing bench minutes? Like, it makes it really hard to balance your books. I understand it. I don't like it. I wish there's a way they can work it out so we can keep him, unless if he's moved for a big name free agent, that's something else. Like an MVP type of talent, that's something else. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there. I understand it, but I don't like it. I don't like it. I like my man IQ. You already know I'm IQ high, right?
Yeah, exactly. And then on top of that, you have to think about it too. Usually young players in the NBA, they want their money. Usually that first contract or so, they're gonna want everything that they can get. They're not gonna take pay cuts off that first contract. So you really can't blame Quickly or his agent if they want Quickly to be, highly paid because that's his first contract, his first rookie extension. So they're going to want as much money as they want. So, to expect Quickly to take less to stay or whatever the case may be, just because, he's playing a bench role and wants to be a starter and things of that nature, like you can't really expect that. You have to expect Quickly's going to go after every dollar that he can get.
That is a fact. What did I keep saying, Ryan? Those guys, young guys under 26, they want their bread. No discounts.
Yeah, they want to get paid.
They want to get paid. And you just traded his boy? You just traded his boy with peanuts 2 months ago, and I'm gonna give you a pay cut? Oh nah, give me my money, bro. You're not gonna trade my best friend and then shortchange me. Give me my money. I understand it. I understand it. Show me the money. I get it. I absolutely get it, man. But yo, the chat is popping. I want to keep reading now. Like, I want to end the show, but these comments are. FYI, be on the lookout if Obi Toppin starts and finds success with the Pacers. He'll be as good this season year. Immanuel Quickley be as good as gone on free agency. Yeah. I mean, we'll see. We'll see. Miles McBride, you're up, man. You got to show your worth now. There's a lot of doubters out here in Knicks Nation. There's a lot of doubters out here in Knicks Nation. It's your time. It's your time. It's time for you to step up, bro. Because
facts.
It's time for you to step up.
My man's been highly patient as that third point guard, but it looked like a point guard opening is about to open up soon. So McBride's gonna have to step in.
That is a fact. That is a fact. Hit those jump shots. Take those guys off the dribble. Don't play scared no more, man. Don't play scared no more. I saw you. It was a opportunity to throw Sims a lob, and he pulled it back. I was like, "This is what you do, big bro. You throw Sims lobs. Like, play your game, son. Play your game, bro." But he did all right. He did all right in preseason. I'm hoping he steps up. All right. That is our show, though. Thank you guys for walking with us. Hopefully, check for us tomorrow, man. We should be back tomorrow. But thank you guys for watching. And if you're in MSG, you'll holler at me. If you're in MSG, holler at me. And we'll chop it up. Talk next for a second. My mom Dukes might be there too. So shout out to my mom who's coming with me. So, all right. That is our show, Ryan G. We out this mug.
Peace.
New York, big city of dreams. New York, big city of dreams.
NYC.